Hello everyone, welcome to StudyWeb. So today I am here with part 3 of the series that consists of 100 best GS questions. These questions are important for CDS, FCAT, SSC, etc. So let's start. The earliest Buddhist literature which deals with the stories of the various births of Buddha are options are Jatakas, Sut Pitakas, Abhidhamma Pitakas and Vinaya Pitakas. So right answer is Jatakas. So let's discuss these options. The Vinaya Pitaka and the Sut Pitaka are compiled in first Buddhist council that held in Rajgriha, Bihar, while the Abhidhamma Pitaka in third council held in Patliputra, Bihar. So let's talk about Sut Pitaka. Sut Pitaka is the largest and most important text. It briefs about sermons on matter of doctrine or ethics and Buddha's teaching. Then we have Abhidhamma Pitaka. It deals with the doctrines of Buddha in scholastic manner, or we can say that it is focused on metaphysics and philosophy. Then we have Vinaya Pitaka. It contains disciplinary rules and regulations for leading a monastic life, or we can say that it is focused on Buddha's disciplinary codes. So moving ahead, stone and copper were used in options are Paleolithic age, Neolithic age, Chalcolithic age, Mesolithic age. So right answer is Chalcolithic age. So let's discuss these options. First we have Paleolithic age. It is also referred as the Old Stone Age. The period runs from 30,000 BC, 30 lakh BC to 10,000 BC, and the credit for the discovery of Paleolithic archaeological materials goes to Robert Bruce. And the lifestyle during the Paleolithic age was hunting and food gathering, and the tools that were used during this period was simple chipped and chopped type stone tools for hunting. Then the people during this age were not aware of agriculture. Then we have Mesolithic age. The period runs from 9000 BC to 4000 BC, and the credit for discovery of Mesolithic archaeological material goes to John Evans. And this is the period between Upper Paleolithic age and the Neolithic age, and the lifestyle of this age was hunters and herders. It is also referred as the Middle Stone Age. This was the age of transition because they neither totally abandoned the characteristics of Paleolithic age and nor totally adopted the features of Neolithic age. They started taming the animals and burial of dead. Then we have Neolithic age. It is also referred as New Stone Age. It runs from 7000 BC to 1000 BC. And the credit for the discovery of Neolithic archaeological material goes to Dr. Primrose. And the main characteristics of human life of Neolithic age were crop cultivation, animal husbandry, and fixed abode. Then we have Chalcolithic age. The period runs from 3500 BC to 1000 BC. In this age, men used copper implements along with the stone implements. So moving to next question, which types of pen use capillary action in addition to gravity for flow of ink? Options are all of these: gel pen, ballpoint pen, fountain pen. So right answer is fountain pen. If we discuss capillary action, it describes the ability of a liquid to flow against gravity in a narrow space such as thin tube. Examples are a kerosene lamp sucking up oil. And one more example is the lacrimal ducts, which are located at the inner ends of each eye, drains our tear using capillary action. So moving ahead, which chemical was an important symbol in our freedom struggle? Your options are fertilizer, glucose, sodium chloride, medicine. Right answer is sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is an important chemical during the freedom struggle. It is because of the Dandi March, which is also referred as Salt March or Salt Satyagrah, that started on 12th of March 1930 and continued till 6th of April 1930. It was an act of non-violent civil disobedience in colonial India led by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. It was a 24-day campaign of tax resistance against British salt monopoly. Moving ahead, which one of the following writs literally means weak one? Options are mandamus, habeas corpus, then quo warranto, then certiorari. So right answer is mandamus. So let's discuss what these writs are. Writ, it means an order. In law, it is a formal written order issued by an authority. There are 5 types of writ in the Indian Constitution. First, we have writ of habeas corpus. It means you have the body, you may have the body. This writ is issued to produce a person physically before the court who has been imprisoned or detained by the law, and to set him free if there is no legal justification of his detention. Then we have writ of certiorari. It means to be certified. The writ is issued by the higher court to the lower court for quashing the order already passed by the lower court or removing a suit from the lower court to higher court for speedy disposal. Then the third one is writ of quo warranto. It means by what warrants or what is your authority. It is writ issued by the Supreme Court or higher court with a view to restrain a person or authority from holding a public place to which he is not entitled. Then the fourth one is a writ of prohibition. It means stay order. It is issued by a higher court to a lower court to stop proceeding in a case on the ground of overstepping or absence of jurisdiction. Then the final one is writ of mandamus. It means we command. It is a judicial writ issued by the Supreme Court or a higher court as a command to inferior court or tribunal or a person to perform a public or statutory duty. So moving ahead. Who is known as the father of the local government in India? Options are Lord Mayo, Lord Ripon, Lord Curzon, then Lord Wellesley. So right answer is Lord Ripon. So let's discuss these options. First, we have Lord Mayo. He introduced financial decentralization in India. He established Mayo College at Ajmer and he organized the Statistical Survey of India. He also introduced the state railways. He was the only viceroy to be murdered in office by a convict in Andamans in 1872. Then we have Lord Ripon. He is known for his repeal of Vernacular Press Act of 1882. Then we have Lord Curzon. He appointed a police commission in 1902 under Andrew Fraser. He gave the idea to build Victoria Memorial in Calcutta and was conceived by Lord Curzon. The foundation stone of memorial was laid in 1906 and it was opened in 1921. Then we have Lord Wellesley. It started subsidiary alliance and Madras Presidency was formed under his tenure. So moving ahead. At which place Buddha attained enlightenment? Options are Lumbini, Sarnath, Kushinagar, Bodh Gaya. So right answer is Bodh Gaya. So let's discuss other options. First, we have Lumbini. Lumbini is a place where Buddha was born. Then we have Kushinagar. Kushinagar is a place where he attained Mahaparinirvana, which means the ultimate state of nirvana. Then we have Sarnath. Sarnath is a place where he gave his first sermon. So moving ahead. Who started the first English newspaper in India? Options are J. A. Hickey, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Lord William Bentinck. So right answer is James Augustus Hickey. The first English newspaper in India was published on 29th of January 1780 under the British Raj and its name was the Bengal Gazette. People simply remember it as Hickey's Gazette. So moving ahead. Which was the first state to go to polls under the delimitation? Options are Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. So right answer is Karnataka. So let's have a talk on delimitation. Delimitation means the act or process of fixing limits or boundaries of territorial constituencies in a country or a province having a legislative body. This job is assigned to a high power body known as Delimitation Commission. In India, such delimitation commissions have been constituted 4 times in 1952, 1963, 1973 and 2002. So the question arises, why it is done? So it is done to follow the principle of one vote, one value and for the fair division of geographical areas. A couple of months, Delimitation Commission has been formulated for Jammu and Kashmir, Assam, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland. It will delimit the constituencies of Jammu and Kashmir in accordance with the provisions of Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act, and of Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur and Nagaland in accordance with the provisions of the Delimitation of Act of 2002. So let's move ahead. Shadow cabinet is the feature of administrative system of options are USA, Britain, Japan, Australia. So right answer is Britain. So let's discuss what is shadow cabinet. A shadow cabinet is a group of politicians who had a political post with their party but whose party is not in government. It means that is an opposition party. So let's discuss these options. USA is recently in news because it has stopped funding of WHO. Then we have Japan. Japan is in news because of the nationwide emergency due to COVID-19. Then we have Australia. Australia is in news because it has compelled Facebook and Google to share advertising revenue with Australian media companies. So thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe